reports, broadcast messages, press releases. They're telling you their side, but you just want the facts. And that's why you come to me. I give you the statistics without spin. Out of 116 million working age Nigerians, 35.5 million are employed full-time. That's 30%. I give you the context. I give you the history. I fight fake news with facts.
Kayode. No, Kayode, I will let you talk. Kayode, I will let you talk if you let me talk. Kayode.
That's why more and more Lagosians are tuning in.
500,000 Lagosians.
720,000. 970,000. Over 1 million Lagosians. They know that if you give me your afternoon, I will give you hard facts.
Well done, Sandra, all to going beyond the headlines and focus on the facts.
I am Sandra Ezekwesili, and these are your hard facts.
First hard fact of the day: 558 new COVID confirmations yesterday. 558. We're inching towards 600. For context, Lagos, last week Thursday, the number was around 180. So it has tripled. Yesterday's Lagos number was 376. That's also triple of last week's number, 124. I was seeing on social media lots of people complaining, this July I don't get malaria. I don't get malaria. How the malaria hook me where this period? Yeah, is it malaria? Did you get tested and it was malaria, or did it come with malaria symptoms? Please take your precautions. Limit your movement outside. Wear a mask. Give gap. Wash and sanitize your hands as frequently as possible. Our second hard fact of the day is your PVC. INEC has made it possible for you to register online. Just go to cvr.inecnigeria.org so that you can get registered today. That's C as in Charlie, V as in Victor, R as in River. And .org, O as in Orange, V as in Victor, sorry, that's ORG, not V. OR, so R as in River, and G as in Gate Man. So cvr.inecnigeria.org. I'll always tell you, I was listening to your conversation with Richi Bakari Yusuf, and she was talking to these young people who were part of the elections last week, Saturday. And they talked about the process. They talked about all of the stumbling blocks that were in their way. So that tells you that the system itself seems to be fighting your power to elect the people that you would like to see elected. So don't let them win. The way to do it is to go and register to vote. If you come out in your numbers, you may be able to fight the system. By the system, I mean senators who have voted to say, INEC is going to need clearance from the NCC and the National Assembly to be able to conduct electronic transmission of results.
I vote capital no to any amendment proposed by Senator Abba Kyari on the electronic transmission of voting. Thank you.
Senator Adela represents Lagos West Senatorial District. Third hard fact of the day: the Kaduna State Government wants Ibrahim El-Zakzaky behind bars again. Barely 24 hours after he was released from 6 years in detention, they filed new charges against him. Remember that the court said Zakzaky had no case to answer and that he should have never been charged to begin with. We talked about his story yesterday on the Big Three. You remember? Apparently, the Kaduna State Government says that these new charges are from alleged crimes that happened before his arrest in 2015. The state government has also said that they will appeal the dismissal of the case on ground. Don't worry, Lagos, calm down. Monday's show is just 72 hours away. We're going to talk about all of this on the big weekend. By then, lots of details will be out. I'm going to spend my weekend researching these new charges. So make a date with me, Monday 3 p.m. when we bring you the big weekend, because that's what I do. Here on Hard Facts, I know that every weekday at 3 p.m., 1 million of you tune in. It's not by chance. The reason I always say 1 million Lagosians cannot be wrong is because I know that for all of you to take these hours out of your day to listen to hard facts, you expect a quality show from me. You expect facts. You expect context. You expect the truth. Basically, you expect me to do my homework before I turn on this yellow microphone. So I promise that I'm going to get all the facts on these new charges for you by Monday. And I've also got the facts for a great show today. It's the Big Three Global Edition. And all the stories are about something that has happened to the Nigerian government, Nigerian public servants, or other Nigerian officials on the world stage. So let's talk about 10 of our 23 Olympic athletes getting disqualified because the sports authorities failed to test them. Then let's talk about an American court indicting a Nigerian policeman for allegedly aiding con artists. And then let's talk about the US Congress wanting to block military aid to Nigeria because of alleged human rights abuses by government. So like I said, all the stories are about things that have happened to the Nigerian government, to Nigerian public servants, or other Nigerian officials on the world stage. Agogo will bring you Public Square at 4 o'clock. Music and Moments will take over the air after the news at 6. And news updates will come your way every hour. You know the drill by now. Every hour on the hour. But right now, let's get into the Big Three Global Edition. Lagos, I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. And these are your hard facts.
The Big Three Global Edition on Hard Facts.
How did the Athletics Federation of Nigeria fail to test our athletes? How did the Athletics Federation of Nigeria fail to test our athletes? Should Abba Kyari step aside pending the investigation by the Nigerian police? And will the US Congress stop arms sales to the Nigerian government over human rights? This is the Big Three Global Edition. Let's get into the stories. Now, you know by now, but if you don't know, on Fridays we try, keyword try, capital letter try, to let Nigeria rest, and we look at the biggest stories in the entire world. Even though sometimes the big stories are still Nigerian stories, or they also affect Nigeria. Like today, the Athletics Federation of Nigeria has taken responsibility for our Olympians getting disqualified. That's our first story. We talked about this bombshell yesterday. 10 out of 23 of our athletics contingent at the Olympics will not compete because the country's athletics federation failed or forgot to give them the mandatory surprise drug tests. I explained to you that the AFN was supposed to test all our athletes three times in the last 10 months, with the 3 tests done more than 3 weeks apart and without prior notice to the athletes. That's because Nigeria has been failing to conduct these tests over and over and over. And so the world body put us in the highest risk category, category A. Now, we've heard from the AFN after this colossal failure, and their statement says, quote, the AFN bears responsibility for any lapses that may have occurred during the process and reassures Nigerians that our performances will not be negatively impacted. All our athletes resident in Nigeria and who qualified for the Olympic Games completed the 3 mandatory tests. Most of our top athletes resident in the USA also completed their tests. However, a few athletes in the American collegiate system were tested, but those tests were deemed not to have complied with WADA sample collection and analysis standards. It must be noted that no Nigerian athlete tested positive to prohibited substances. The AFN has taken proactive steps to avoid future occurrences by appointing Professor Ken Anungweje as the head of the Medical and Anti-Doping Commission of the Federation. End quote. Excuse me. So the AFN is saying it's our responsibility, but it's not really our fault like that because these 10 athletes were based in America. But that doesn't matter. Under the rules, you are responsible for all your athletes everywhere in the world. Nigeria isn't the only country where athletes, the athletes representing their country was based in the US. Other countries were still able to test their US-based athletes. So why wasn't Nigeria able to? Was there no money for the AFN to send testers there? If so, wasn't it brought to anybody's attention? Wes Kitley had something to say about this. He's the athletics coach at Texas Tech University. He coaches two of the disqualified athletes, Ruth Usoro and Rosemary Chukwuma. And Wes Kitley said, quote, "The bottom line is the Nigeria Federation just dropped the ball and didn't test those kids. It's just a terrible thing if they don't get to compete because the Nigerian Federation never sent anyone to test them, which will be unfortunate. My goodness." End quote. My goodness. His words. Here's why he's so upset. Let me tell you about his two students. Let me tell you about them. Ruth Usoro is 23 years old. She was supposed to compete in the long jump and the triple jump. She's a defending NCAA indoor and outdoor triple jump champion. That means that she defeated all the best university athletes in the entire USA in 2 events. She is America's university champion in 2 events. In February, in the long jump, she jumped the second longest jump in the world this year. That jump was also Nigeria's 3rd best jump of all time. Usoro is in the form of her life, and all the analysts tipped her as a contender for a medal with the gold in sight. But all of that is over because AFN dropped the ball. Kitley's second student is Rosemary Chukwuma. Rosemary is 19 years old. 19. She's a sprinter. But she's not just any sprinter. She is the reigning Youth Olympics champion at the 100 meters. She won it in 2018. So she was crowned the fastest girl alive. The fastest girl alive. She also won 3 gold medals at the Africa Youth Games in 2019. 100 meters, 200 meters, 4x100 meters relays. And before that, she won us the bronze at the Commonwealth Games, also in the relay. This was supposed to be her breakout Olympics. This was supposed to be the games that brought her to the world stage as an adult. But the AFN dropped the ball. Fastest girl alive. If we had all day, Lagos, I could have introduced you to all 10 of these athletes on the verge of doing great things, whose dreams have now been shattered. But right now, I know if we talk again. How you see them? What do you think about the AFN's statement taking responsibility, but pointing out that the only athletes that they did not test were the ones in America? Do you have any words for these 10 men and women whose hard work for the last few years just got washed away? Men, call me on 0700 993 993 993. 0700 993 993 993. Women, call me on 01465 7190. 01465 7190. We've got WhatsApp as well. WhatsApp is 080 959 75805. 080 959 75805. And yes, you can definitely share your thoughts via Facebook because we're streaming live as always. Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3, YouTube Nigeria Info FM. Hello, how are you?
Hello, Sandra.
Thank you for calling. What's your name?
My name is Ayo. I'm calling from Ijaniki.
Ayo, welcome. Go ahead.
I can smell conspiracy.
Okay.
And I can smell bad luck. Conspiracy in the sense that we know that even the game of football or any other sport does not end on the pitch. It's not only played on that pitch.
Okay.
I think some persons behind the scene went to look for these loopholes to make sure Nigeria did not benefit from these athletes. there is a conspiracy from somewhere. It may be from the Europeans, it may be among Nigerians. Somebody took them through this stress so that they cannot do anything to benefit Nigeria.
Okay.
Then the second part of it I smell, which is bad luck, winning a World Cup as under 17.
Okay.
I doubt if he has won anything, if Nigeria has won anything sportive under his regime. We are still counting. Let's watch what happens to the rest, because all the record we had in the last few days on those who have been participating is loss.
Okay.
I don't know what will be the outcome. I don't want this one to be a case of the last Olympic where we only came back home with only one bronze medal. I doubt if anything will come back this time.
Sorry, I thought Ayo was done. Ayo, thank you very much for calling, though. Well, Blessing Okabware just qualified for semi-finals, so we're keeping our eye on that. 99.3, hello. Sorry about that. Call back if you can. 99.3, hello.
Hello.
How are you? What's your name?
My name is Daniel Gachuku.
Daniel, welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you.
You're live on the show now. You're talking to Sandra now. Go ahead.
Fuck you.
What did he say? Okay. 99.3, hello.
Hello.
How are you? What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Wale.
Wale, good to have you on the show. Welcome.
Yeah, please. On the athletes, I just want to say that fine. It appeared that the AFN dropped the ball, but I'm just wondering, those athletes are supposedly based in abroad. They are exposed. At what point do they got to know that, they needed to do this test and the AFN didn't do it? Because I'm looking at, okay, fine, AFN messed up, but I am an athlete. I've been training for only God knows when, and I'm hoping to compete at the Olympic, the biggest stage. And are you saying that they don't know by themselves?
But that's the thing. The athletes cannot test themselves. The information was given to the AFN, not the athletes.
Hello? Yes, I know. I'm saying that I'm an athlete. I know that this is a requirement for me. My home country, who I'm going to represent, supposed to test me. Do we have any word from the athletes to show that, they have protested at the point that, come and test us for this test too. If not, we'll not be. At any rate, they land in Japan.
No. The thing is, the athletes were doing their normal tests. This information was given to AFN. It wasn't given to the athletes. They did not realize that Nigeria had been downgraded to Category A. That was an administrative message that was sent to AFN.
Then I think beyond nailing AFN, which we will all agree we will do, I think there's a miscommunication. If you get my drift,
okay,
there's a miscommunication somewhere. Because I don't think an athlete who is aware that this is a requirement for me to compete will join the airplane to Japan, and at the end of the day, he land in Japan, he's not going to compete. You don't get what I'm saying?
No.
I think it's a two-way thing.
No, what I'm saying, it is AFN. If it is AFN's sole responsibility, which the AFN, which the AFN has agreed to.
I agree. I also agree that responsibility lies
with AFN. The second level
is not going to compete anyway. The
second level, the second level to what I'm saying is what I said to you before, which is that the athletes did not know that Nigeria had been downgraded to Category A. Remember, I explained what Category A is.
I get that. I get
so
that.
If you don't know that
is that information? I'm just thinking aloud. Anyway.
Okay.
Are the athletes not supposed to know?
No, because it's administrative. It's AFN that has that information.
So AFN is aware and they refuse to do that.
Yes.
So the athlete just land in Japan and behold, we can't compete because this was supposed to be done. and it wasn't done, and we are not even aware it's supposed to be done.
This is not information that is given to athletes, yes.
Oh, too bad. Too bad. Too bad. All right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. David is in Ibeshe. Hello, David.
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah. Without being repetition, I want to come after and be in line with your first caller.
Okay.
Then my own addition to that is that we know our leaders, unlike the Oyinbo man, when he sees that...
Turn your radio off.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So when an Oyinbo man finds out that he has erred and it's a costly one, he or she resigns. But because our own people, they go there to look for money, not actually to give name to Nigeria. They will still want to find excuses. Instead of them to accept what has happened as they have taken responsibility and apologize. Look at El-Rufai now. You have injured somebody for about 5 years, and the court said he should be set free. You are now going to look for other means to put in to start injuring the man again. So this is the character of Nigeria. I don't know.
Okay. All right, David. Thank you very much. Let me take a look at Facebook where we have some comments. Patrick Nanyez asking... Please, don't lose control while you're driving. I think it was a kid just pulling a prank call. Kids do that. Prince Leo Ozoma says, Nigeria would have done well in the current Olympics, but for the evils pervading our land. God's grace left us because only skills and good sports management cannot do it for us. Nature is angry with us. Prince Leo, thank you for your message. Ige Ajayi Taiwo says, President Sandra, it's a big shame. The House Committee on Sports should hold the Athletic Federation responsible. All right. Thank you very much for your message. We've got more people who are trying to send in their thoughts, but what we're going to do is take a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring you our second story. It's 27 minutes past 3 o'clock. I'm Sandra Ezekwesili.
The Society for Performing Arts, SPAN, in collaboration with Helen O'Grady Drama Academy, presents Summer Camp 2021. The Performing Arts Camp is offering amazing fun activities for kids aged 3 to 18. Children get to act, sing, and dance. Learn filmmaking, gymnastics, baking, French language, water games, painting, and so much more. This is happening live at Bodilon Road, Ikoyi, from July 5th to July 31st. For more details and registration, please contact 0809 356 1000 or 0809 190 0700. Tell friends, families, and everyone. See you there.
Everybody needs a little help every now and then. Sometimes it's sugar or salt, or an extra hand to change a flat tire, or a small loan. At Kuda Microfinance Bank, we believe that your bank should do more than just store your money. We want to do more for you. So when you use your Kuda accounts to pay bills, buy airtime, and make transfers regularly, we'll offer you an overdraft, which is a low-interest loan that you can take anytime you need it. No long talk, no collateral, no paperwork involved. Just download Kuda on the Play Store or the App Store, open a Kuda account, and use it regularly to qualify for a Kuda overdraft. Kuda, free banking for you.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
I'm Sandra Ezekwesili. It's 28 minutes past 3 o'clock. Let's bring you our second story. It's official. A U.S. court has indicted DCP Abba Kyari and issued a warrant for his arrest. That's our second story. Kyari is indicted at the United States District Court, Central District of California, alongside 5 co-defendants: Ramon Abbas, a.k.a. Hush Puppy, Abdurrahman Imran Juma, Vincent Kelly Chibuzo, Rukayat Motunrayo Fashola, and Bolatilo Tawakalitu Agwabiaka. They stand indicted for, quote, criminal complaint by telephone or other reliable electronic means. So wire. So how did Deputy Commissioner of Police Abba Kyari, the one they call Super Cop, the one who arrested Evans, the kidnapper, end up in such a lineup accused of such a crime? Well, the court documents reveal a very detailed FBI investigation, which got even deeper after Hush Puppy was arrested. So let me tell you about the indictment and what it's indicting, what it's alleging about Kyari. By the way, the indictment mentions Kyari 122 times. The indictment mentions Kyari 122 times. First, the indictment alleges that Hush Puppy asked Kyari to arrest his co-conspirator, Vincent Chibuzo. According to the documents, Hush Puppy specifically told Kyari by WhatsApp that this was because Chibuzo was trying to contact, quote-unquote, the job behind his back to divert the job, quote-unquote. The job is slang for the fraud victim. Hush Puppy allegedly instructed Kyari to give Chibuzo, quote, the beating of his life, end quote. Kyari arrested Chibuzo, which he himself admitted yesterday on social media. The documents claim that after the arrest, Kyari sent Hush Puppy pictures of Chibuzo in custody. He also messaged him that Chibuzo's girlfriend is offering him a bribe to release him, and that he was going to accept the bribe so that she would think it was, quote, a normal arrest, end quote. So they collect bribe for normal arrest. Anyway, because of this, Kyari is being accused of conspiracy to commit wire fraud. Because if you help a fraudster to stop a person from diverting the victim, then you're a co-conspirator. Next, the indictment shows how the investigators allegedly proved that it was indeed Kyari sending and receiving those messages. They say Abba Kyari repeatedly sent pictures of himself to Hush Puppy using those same phone numbers on WhatsApp. The pictures are attached in the court documents. I saw them. They show Kyari in his office. They show him in other places as well. Also, Kyari had applied for an American visa in the past and he had used those same numbers as his contact numbers. The investigators allege that Kyari and Hush Puppy first interacted in 2019. Allegedly, Kyari traveled to the UAE, and when he arrived, Hush Puppy allegedly sent a car and a driver to take him around. After this, Hush Puppy sent Kyari a message saying, quote, I'm really happy to be your boy. And later, quote, I promise to be a good boy to you, sir, end quote. Now we have the Nigerian Police Force issuing a statement. The Nigerian Police Force said, quote, sequel to the receipt of allegation and indictment processes from the Federal Bureau of Investigation against one of the personnel of the Nigerian Police Force, DCP Abba Kyari, the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, has ordered an internal review of the allegations. The Nigerian Police Force reaffirms its commitment to the pursuit of justice and the strengthening of its professional relationship with the FBI and other international partners. Further developments on this case will be communicated to members of the public accordingly, end quote. But many Nigerians are asking, what should happen to Kyari pending this investigation? Should he be allowed to continue his work, or should he be suspended, or should he go on leave? And if the NPF's investigation shows these allegations have merit, what should happen next? That's where you come in, Lagos. You've heard the allegations. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think? And what should happen to Kyari right now? call me on 0700-993-993-993. Men, call me on that number, 0700-993-993-993. Women, call me on 01-465-7190. Yes, you can still talk about our first story. This is Nigeria Info 99.3. You're listening to The Big Three Global Edition. Every Friday, we bring you 3 stories happening in other parts of the world. And today's 3 stories affects Nigeria. Has Nigerian civil servants in the news, or Nigerian public servants in the news, or Nigerian government in the news. So far, our 2 stories have taken us to Japan and America. Our third story will take us back to America. But let's take your calls. 99.3, hello.
Kui.
Welcome, Amy.
Okay. I want to just say a few things about the Oshkopi Abba Kyari case. Well, I think that for now, when somebody is being investigated for committing a crime,
right,
I think the first thing the Nigerian Police Force should do is suspend him temporarily while they are conducting their investigations or something.
Okay.
But I really don't think the investigation is necessary, because we all know the FBI is a well-detailed organization. For them to have brought that out, they must have done their own work well.
Okay.
Just for me, it's a waste of time. It's only a matter of time. It's a waste of time. The man is guilty. That's just all this is just, it's just mere, they're just trying to save face. And it's actually not, thinking about it, it's not a surprise, because we have people with questionable source of income, people who just flaunt wealth on the social media, and yet they go about frolicking with people that are government officials, people that hold public offices, and people just turn a blind eye to it. So I think for Abba Kyari, his time is just up, but it's not the only one. If you dig deep, there are more. I mean, he's not the only person Oshpop is flaunted with. There are more. So his time is just up. That's just it. So whatever the Nigerian Police Force is trying to do is just wasting of time. That's my take. Thank
you very much for calling Amy. Joseph John says Kyari should step aside until investigations are done, and if he's not guilty, he should be back in office. All right. Prince Ihunanya says, good afternoon, Sandra. As for the test on our athletes, they are not supposed to know about the test because it is anti-doping test. The purpose is to check if the athletes are using drugs of any kind, so it's a secret test. Marino Slice Ben says, I'm not surprised about Abba Kyari's issue. By the way, where is the advance that he arrested, Sandra? Thaddeus Nwachuku says, Sandra, Abba Kyari should step aside pending the completion of the investigation. That's my take. These comments are on Facebook. We'll take a few more comments off of Facebook, but let's talk to Ruben in Yaba first. Hi, Ruben.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am.
Welcome.
Yeah, on the AFN issue, well, I think we should know that AFN is they are like two bodies, two presidents in the same, like captains in the same ship. So I think one of the factions was the one at the Olympics that was backed by the minister, and that was where the problem started from. So expected that the minister, Sunday Dare, are you there, ma'am?
Yes, I'm here.
Sunday Dare should resign. That AFN faction that was brought to the Olympics by Sunday Dare also resign. Fresh elections should be held.
Okay.
Because they just ruined the life of some of those students. Because I don't know, as a youth, I just want to advise those guys that names are switching to.
Your line is breaking up. Are you talking to us with an earpiece?
Okay. Let me switch to my phone.
This is much better. Much better.
Okay, I'm sorry, ma'am.
Yeah.
So I want to advise those athletes, if their names have already switched to Oman, Qatar, UAE, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, if they could leave and just go on, because seriously, the rot in the AFN, in our sports, NSA, NSF, AFN, is horrible.
So you're saying you're saying they should switch at the end of these Olympics, huh?
They should switch, because this thing is not going to end. Sunday Dare will continue to be there, and it's going to continue.
But if they all keep switching, who will be representing Nigeria at these games, these tournaments?
Okadbari has been representing us. She God forbid, I don't want to say something. She has rotted up. Nigerians have disappointed her. So why is she still staying? So let them move. Let them move to other countries where they will be appreciated. They're not appreciated in this country. Those officials don't give a hoot about them. We also hear about the Samsung saga. They refused to give them the phones. They held it to themselves. They refused to give the girls. They gave them S21 or whatever. The AFN officials held it. Well, that was on one side.
They're giving it to them now, Sha. They're giving it to them now because the AFN says they're giving it to them. That the reason they held it and that the only ones they held were for those that were disqualified, and that the reasons they held it was because those that were qualified, the phones were meant for those that participate in the Olympics. But they said they've given it to them now.
Since they are disqualified, why didn't they return it back to Samsung? Why didn't they return it back to the games? Why are they still holding on to it? At least they should confirm that by now they have returned it to Samsung or to the games village in Tokyo. Why are they still holding on to it?
Well, they've given it to the athletes now, so they're not holding on to. Well, they say
no. I mean the ones that are given to the athletes that are disqualified.
Yes.
They're supposed to be given to the athletes that are disqualified due to the doping.
Yeah, those ones too have been given to even the athletes that were disqualified. Some of them are saying yes, they've been given to them. Yes.
Okay, I don't have any problem with that. Now, to the Abba Kyari issue, Abba Kyari should be sent. Should be sent home. I don't know if it should be sacked or should be put on whether a paid leave or no paid leave. Okay. And I want to say something. You might not like it. If the Nigerian government should be able to allegedly kidnap they kidnapped the Kanu in Kenya, allegedly kidnap Igboho in Benin Republic, like this case in another Buhari regime, I've forgotten his name, Umaru Diko. If they could pull that Umaru Diko, I want to encourage the U.S. government to also pull a Umaru Diko on this man.
No, that would become an international incident, and I don't think we want that, do we?
Seriously. Because the partner is not going to come up with anything.
Thank you very much for calling, Ruben. Let's go to WhatsApp. Lots of comments there already. WhatsApp people accuse me of not taking their messages, so please let me take their message today. Corrupt people everywhere sitting on the affairs of this great country. Sandra, now tell me how this country is going to move forward. What I for my country, what they eat or do that makes them test that. Well, I don't know what you're trying to ask me. Maybe clarify so that I can try and answer your question. Sylvanus Aburime says, Sandra, under normal circumstances, Abba Kyari should have been sent on compulsory leave while investigation takes place. But because this is Nigeria and we run a feeding bottle democracy, anything can happen. Hi, Sandra. You see what the Nigerian police and the government has failed to realize is that the FBI is not a toy security organization as compared to the kind of naive policing that is done here back home. These FBI guys are the world-leading police organization. So as for Abba Kyari, should be used as a scapegoat. The Nigerian police force should realize that those who mean business, not like play here with the Nigerian masses. That's a message from Jay. Jay, thank you very much. President Sandra, the assumptions. I bet you, Sandra, the bandits, loyalists like Sheikh Gumi and his cohorts will probably never allow it to work. After all, it happened during President Jonathan's onslaught against Boko Haram. The Americans were betrayed, hence they left. It will be an effort in futility. I think Jonathan Maboro is talking about our third story. We haven't gotten there yet, but we will go there eventually. Abba Kyari should try and travel to Dubai. I want to check something. Good afternoon, Sandra Ezekwesili. Rats should never follow the lizard into the river because one will come out dry and the other will not. Great show. I'm really happy to be your boy. Am I? You're not my boy. Because thank you very much. I found it extremely difficult to comment on the alleged involvement of the Super Cop on internet fraud. His hurried yet watery response revealed the mere man in all of us. A cop of such caliber is expected to be independent, not only in mind but also in appearance. I wish he survives the witty allegation backed by well-investigated revelations by the prosecution panel. What a litmus test of integrity. Thank you, Yomi Williams, for your message. More messages here on social media. We've got this one here that simply says, here we have the highest levels of the Nigerian police on the payroll of actual Yahoo boys. But some gray-haired, near-death Alaseju. I don't know. Is this an insult? I apologize if this is an insult and I'm reading on air. Alaseju people came here to tell us that we are doing NSAS because we supported internet fraud. I think we can see now. All right. Oduwole, thank you very much for your message. Let's take another call. 99.3. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for calling. What's your name, sir?
Yeah, my name is Matt.
Hi, Matt. Welcome.
So, first and foremost, politics in sports is really, really not nice at all. I'll give you a short story about myself. Sometime I used to play professional squash, back in the days. And then you would not believe we were to travel for an international session. I got my document, visa and everything. You would not believe the association didn't know the flight time. We got to the airport and we started roaming about. Trying to, because I was quite young, a boy of about 16.
Okay.
I didn't know, I'd never traveled out of the country then. And, we kept turning, the airline kept screaming, this is the final boarding to those going to Cairo, Egypt. The secretary of the association kept roaming about and everything. And at last they asked him, they said, the chairman of the association was already in Egypt. He called him and asked him, he said, how come you didn't even know the time on the ticket? So it goes to show the negligence of those people. In all honesty, these guys don't have the interest of the athletes at heart. I see no reason why we should have two factions. And that explains the reason for what had happened to these athletes. You keep fighting yourself. There's an election. One faction is holding in Abuja. The other is holding at whatever place. And at the end of the day, a Ministry of Sports will not even come up with clear guidelines. For crying out loud, the Ministry of Sports sponsors most of the athletics activities in Nigeria. So they should have a say. Well, so it's really crazy. That's for that. And as for the Abba Kyari's issue, Abba Kyari should be suspended first and foremost. If we have a genuine government or it's instead government, it should be suspended. And then the government should actually communicate with the American government to get the proper details of this thing. Because this guy, Abba Kyari, is not just anybody. So they need to get the proper details of what they said he has done so that they can actually look into it. If it's to extradite him to America, if they found him guilty of this, it should, for Hush Puppy to have mentioned his name in any way or any reason, it therefore means there's something to it. And then we should not allow him just be walking about freely. Like, how can he come out and tell Nigeria that Hush Puppy bought traditional? He saw him wearing traditional. What kind of clothes has anybody seen Hush Puppy wear traditional outfit all his life? Somebody that posts Gucci and all that. Everything he wears is Gucci. So what has Gucci got to do with traditional outfit? And he said he transferred 300,000 naira to him or to whoever he said he transferred it to. This guy should be immediately suspended and then be sent to, the government should speak to American government as regards the issue. Basically, that's that. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Sam is in Ikorodu. Hello, Sam.
Hello, Auntie Sandra.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the two cases are almost similar. The case of the police officer and the case of the athlete and the body that has saddled with responsibility.
Okay.
You see, it is not Nigerian and in Nigeria character to resign or step aside.
Okay.
If it is, both the body that has started with responsibility of taking those athletics, immediately they come back from that Olympic, they should throw in the towel. But I bet you, even if the government want to discipline them, they will go to court. They will want to resist every attempt of discipline. If they are people of conscience, since they have acknowledged that they have failed, they should resign. And then for the police officer, now you have been indicted, even though you are not convicted in the court of law, but you should aside the investigation continue. If you are exonerated, then you come back to your office. But if you are fully indicted and convicted, then you get the consequence. That is how to sanitize Nigeria. That is how to move Nigeria forward.
Okay.
But as long as people refuse to do the right thing, when they are given the opportunity, just like acknowledging is our positive responsibility, you come back and remain in the office, any pay taxpayers' money in their detriment, in the detriment of embarrassing Nigeria, in the detriment of putting the career of those young athletes in jeopardy. And you still have the conscience to remain there. That is supposed not to be, and Nigeria cannot move forward with that way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam, for calling. I appreciate it. We've got Adeola in the UK who says, Sandra, the reason why our athletes were caught up in the drug test saga is because there have been an administration tussle between two factions. This has been on since 2019, and this inevitably affected the athletes. This is a case of when two elephants fight, it is the grass that suffers. So our athletes are suffering for the selfishness of our sports administrators. Adeola, thank you so much for your message. All right, we've got just 5 minutes left on the show, and I have to bring you our final story. The U.S. Congress is delaying the arms sale to the Nigerian government because of human rights concerns. Earlier this week, I told you about the Super Tucanos finally arriving. I also told you that the chargé d'affaires of the U.S. Embassy said that they will be assisting Nigeria's counterinsurgency with logistics, construction of air bases, and other assistance. Also, the U.S. Defense Department agreed to sell Nigeria 12 combat helicopters, Cobra helicopters. But now that sale may be on hold because that's what the Congress would like to happen. The Congress has delayed approval of the money. Both Republican and Democrat leaders in the Senate are saying that the government should reconsider giving the Nigerian government military support because they believe that the Nigerian government and military are actively violating the human rights of Nigerians. We heard from Senator Bob Menendez. He is the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. And he said that when it comes to Nigeria, the U.S. government needs a, quote, fundamental rethink of the framework of our overall engagement, end quote. And his opposite number, Republican Jim Rich, agrees with him. Now, what are these senators concerned about specifically? According to Foreign Policy, it's a news journal, the senators are not happy that Nigeria did not handle NSAS properly. They're not happy about the handling of NSAS. They're not happy about the Twitter ban. They're also not happy about an alleged track record of human rights abuses by the Nigerian military. Now, these concerns have been raised before, even by the Biden administration, but the administration has generally taken the position that fighting Boko Haram was an important issue for the whole world, so it was necessary to give Nigerian military the arms and the equipment that they need. But now, the Congress are saying that that's not good enough. They're saying that there's a way to insist the Nigerian government upholds human rights while still fighting the insurgents. And I want to know if you agree. First of all, do you agree with the U.S. Senate's assessment of Nigeria's government's and military's track record on human rights? And second of all, if you do you believe that this move by the U.S. Senate will lead to a change? Or do you think, I beg, we'll just go elsewhere? 0700-993-993-993. Men call me on that number. Women call me on 01465-7190. Because we have a few seconds before I have to take a break, I'm just going to go to Facebook and take a look at the messages there. George Okifun says, under Buhari, Nigeria has degenerated into a largely incompetent state across the boards. A country cannot grow beyond the rigor of its leaders. Asking why this has happened for the Nigerian Nigerian athletes in the Olympics is a funny question. Abdulakim Lawal says, Sandra, even ordinary spare tools like spanner, USA should not sell it to us because the Tucano will use it against the citizens. Abdulakim Lawal with that message. All right, let's take this break. When we come back, straight to the phone lines, straight to your calls, back to back to back to back until the show ends.
Everybody needs a little help every now and then. Sometimes it's sugar or salt or an extra hand to change a flat tire or a small loan. At Kuda Microfinance Bank, we believe that your bank should do more than just store your money. We want to do more for you, so when you use your Kuda account to pay bills, buy airtime, and make transfers regularly, we'll offer you an overdraft, which is a low-interest loan that you can take anytime you need it. No long talk, no collateral, no paperwork involved. Just download Kuda on the Play Store or the App Store, open a Kuda account, and use it regularly to qualify for Kuda Overdraft. Kuda, free banking for you.
Bringing you the latest weekly happenings from pop culture, music, movies, celebrity drop-bys, all wrapped up in great conversation on the Buzz Info. With radio's fabulous Ugochi Adua and Pundit every Fridays from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
4 minutes to the top of the hour. What do you think about Kyari's situation? What do you think should happen to Kyari next? And for our second story, I'm asking what you think about the AFN statement, taking responsibility, but pointing out that the only athletes they didn't test were the ones in America. Do you have any words for the 10 men and women whose hard work for the last few years just got washed away? And for our final story, what do you think about the U.S. Congress's reasons for denying us collaboration? How do you view their stance? What do you think about their allegation of human rights violations by the Nigerian government? 014657190. I'm going to give everybody 30 seconds each so we can try and take at least 3 calls. 99.3, hello. Sorry about that. Call us back. 99.3.
Yeah, hello, Sandra.
How are you? Welcome. Go ahead.
I'm okay. Please, on Abba Kyari issue, I think they must arrest him because I believe there have been countless number of times Nigerian police will arrest a victim, go to court, ask the court to allow them to keep the victim while they continue their investigation. So I think in their own turn now, Abba Kyari should be arrested while police continue their own investigation. So that's my take there.
Thank you very much. And he did it in less than 30 seconds too. 99.3. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name?
My name is Tunde, calling from Udiro.
Tunde, go ahead.
I just want to talk about the issue of the...
Yes, go ahead. I
think the American people should sell it to Nigeria.
Okay.
Because we need it. Forget about whether this thing or this thing. We need it.
Okay.
We need to fight these people and make sure we finish them. Then we come back and settle anything that we need to be settled. That is it.
All right. Thank you very much, Tunde, for calling. 99.3.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Yes.
This is John from Unilag.
Go ahead.
I support the Americans. We don't need anything.
Okay.
We don't need. They shouldn't even give us anything. They are killing us in this country. This government is tyrannical. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. Thank you very much for calling. 99.3.
Hello, Sandra. How are you?
I'm good. What's your name?
Yeah, this is Alex.
Hi, Alex. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll just go really quickly. Kyari should be suspended. Sunday Diary should be sacked immediately. Because some of the problems that we're having in Japan, they are primary school stuff. Things that little kids are trained to do on the day or 2-3 days before match past. You understand?
Okay.
These are simple elementary stuff.
Okay.
You see, for the Americans who refuse to say, I support it 100%, and I'll tell you the reason why. I learned from my grandfather a long time ago that if you ever want to be taken seriously, you have to seriously distance yourself from badly behaved people or bad behavior.
All right. Thank you very much, Alex, for calling. And that's where we draw the curtains on the show today. I wish we had more time. Honestly, every Friday, I always wish I had more than an hour, but I never do because Vaughn will come in and start looking at me with her gorgeous eyes and start frowning at me like, Madam, get out of my studio. Get out of my studio. And I have to go, you know? But hey, great stuff continues right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Up next is Agogo Obo with Public Square. I love that show. Absolutely love it. You should stay here. You should listen because it's coming up next. But if you cannot wait for me until Monday when we can talk about Abba Kyari again, perhaps the AFN story again, perhaps El Zakzaki's story as well, 3 p.m. Monday. If you can't wait until then, find me on social media, Sandra Ezekwesili. Just do a Google search, Sandra Ezekwesili. I'll pop right up. Those were your hard facts, Lagos. Have yourself a fantastic weekend.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.